will come to you with another commentary video. I hope all is well with y'all. So, I really hate to say this, but unfortunately, when it comes to the gender war, we have another enemy. It's unfortunate that we have this enemy. But again, you know, we have this enemy. And that's the male who validates women. That's the male who gives attention to women. That's the male who pedestalizes women. That's the male who cannot lower his gaze. You know, like who basically, no matter what, he basically does things, and in doing those things, he kind of like basically shows how weak he really is. Now, granted, God created us weak. God created us to be in need of Him, of course. God created us to, you know, to basically seek His help, seek His protection. That is all true. This is 100% fact. This is accurate, right? However, He did create us with the potential to, cultivate strong characteristics in ourselves where we won't fall for the okie doke of, fall for the okie doke of like the traps of women, because amongst women it is the traps. And so I'm going to read a couple of hadiths, and then I'm going to get into the commentary that I want to get into. So there was a hadith by let me see real quick. An Abi Rayhana Kala Rasulullahi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam Haramati Naru Allah Ain Damat Min Kashiyati Illahi Haramati Nura Ala Ain Shahiratu Fi Sabilillah Haramati Naru Ala Ain Gadat An Maharin Lahi. So basically what that translates to is Nailatu alayhi salatu salam said that hellfire is forbidden for the eye weeping from the fear of Allah. The hellfire is forbidden for the eye vigilant in the way of Allah, and the hellfire is forbidden for the eye that lowers the gaze from what Allah has forbidden. And that means basically that could be determined as women, you know. Now, so here's another one. Okay, let me see. Okay, so here's another saying. This is just a saying. This came from Sufyan al-Thawri, and we'll just go off of that. So Sufyan al-Thawri basically said, rahmatullah, he said Mazatu Tamru bi Rijal birajuli fala yahmiluku nafsahu an nazari alayha wala huwa yantakafi'u biha fa'ayu shay'an adha'afu min hadha jalila awliya watabak. I think that says watbakati asfiya. So basically, Abu Nuaym reported that Sufyan al-Thawri, may Allah have mercy on him, said, a woman will pass by a man and he cannot restrain himself from looking at her lustfully, although there is no benefit in it. What can be weaker than this? So let's look at a couple of examples of how this unfortunately gives the women power in the gender war. And how it makes men weaker in the gender war. So I was looking on Instagram, and there's this female boxer who me personally, I don't find her attractive at all. You know, I really don't find her attractive, but people find her attractive. And she, by all means, is just an attention whore. When I say that this woman spends more time probably posting pictures than she does training, I mean that. The only problem is the guys who validate her under. And by the way, she has a fight coming. I want to say later on, and I got the other woman whooping her ass, because the other woman is actually serious and she's actually training, and she's not spending time just looking and getting validation. So here's basically, let's look at the comments of what they say. Okay, so the queen is back. So someone asked, is it true you turned down black up and coming boxers, up and coming reporters on YouTube because they support you? So someone took offense to that question. Someone said, when I become world champion one day, I'm going to marry you. I'm sick. You this effing bad, yo. Let's see. The Knockout. Baumgartner. Queen. Needs to set up a photo shoot. Marry me. If I last 3 rounds with you, you gotta marry me. Deal? Bro, and she can fight. Heart emojis. Dump truck. Look at that golden melanin shining. Just like you go be shining, getting that belt against Mayor. Mayor's gonna beat her ass, by the way. Just to let you know. You know. So you see how all these guys are validated. Adidas stock price just went up. Damn, she's fine as F. You see how pathetic this is? And Sufyan al-Thawri wasn't far off with this. These are some weak males. My crush. Okay, now let's look at someone else who does things for validation. And she's not even that good looking, bro. Like, look, like, honestly, tell me, do you think this woman is good looking? She's not good looking, bro. No, thank you. I'll pass. I will pass. Okay, now, let's look at another example of what happens when these women have no shame. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. In that they will do anything for validation. Now, may Allah forgive me for showing this. May Allah forgive me for, showing this video. But, I'm just showing it to make a point. That's all I'm doing. I'm showing it just to make a point. Okay, the first video is what happens when you validate a woman. You do things like this. Let's see. This is pathetic. That was freaking pathetic. Okay? Do you know how weak that makes him look? Then you have women like this. Now, mind you, she's in a gym. Okay, mind you, she's not in a yoga gym. She's in a regular gym, and it looks like she's in a gym where you fight. It looks like a boxing gym or something that she is in. But yet, instead of going to a yoga gym, right? Instead of going to a yoga gym, what does she do? She goes to a regular gym, because last time I checked, a yoga gym ain't gonna have no punching bags. But no, she wants validation. She wants someone to look at her. That's why she's smiling. Same woman, different thing. Okay? Same woman. Now this time it's in an airport. Let's look at it.
So when people say, what are you doing? You say, things that please me. And they say, toward what end? And you say, pleasure. And they say, but really, what are you working on? And you say, having a good time. And I say, but what do you hope to accomplish? And you say, living happily.
Hey, shout outs to that guy. He just walked right past. Shout outs to him. Muslim or not Muslim. May God bless him. He just walked past her like, I don't give a shit. Shout outs to him for doing that. That's a good look for him.
Ever after? And they say, but what do you want to...
Shout outs to him as well. Going past her as well. This guy right here. As a matter of fact, he was about to run her over. Which I wouldn't blame him for doing, because she's playing a stupid game.
Leave as your legacy, and you say, I was a happy one. And they say, but what is the mark that you want to leave? Life is... So when people say, what are you doing?
Yeah, like when you do, like you see how pathetic this is when women like basically starve or try to get attention by any means necessary, and then guys unfortunately fall for the gas, and then they give them the attention. You got to stop doing that crap, bro. Like, you really have to cut that thing out. Okay, it doesn't do us any favor when you do that. It does not do us any favors. Okay? You gotta really be, like, I hate to say this, because as Muslims, we're supposed to be like, as Muslims, we're supposed to be, I guess you can say, we're supposed to be kind-hearted, cool and stuff like that. But in this day and age, guys, like, I hate to say it, but you have to kind of be like kind of cold-hearted. And what I mean by that is you have to like guard yourself in such a way that you don't give women anything. And what I mean by that is, especially if you're in the West, you don't give these women a single solitary thing. And what I mean is, you don't give them things that, you even don't give them things that don't concern monetary value, you know, meaning attention, meaning looks, meaning compliments. Don't give them any of that, okay? That's just how it has to be. Now, don't go to the other extreme and just be like saying like, oh, I hate women and stuff. Don't do that. But at the same time, act like they don't exist, okay? Act like they don't exist, and I recommend, like I said in a previous video, practice safe social distancing from women. You know, I recommend you guys practice that, okay? It will help you a lot, okay? Another thing too is, let me find the hadith real quick. I'm gonna find another hadith. Okay, let me see. Let me see. There was something I wanted to look at. Let's see. Okay, here's the hadith right here. Here's the thing about this hadith, because maybe Allah knew, well, maybe the Prophet knew that a time like this would come, you know. Okay, in this hadith, this just goes to show the vigor of the Sahaba, okay? Now, the Prophet, Nailatu alayhi salatu salam, he wanted us to marry. He wanted us to do that and stuff like that, okay? He knew, he is, of course, the most knowledgeable man to ever walk this earth. He knew what was going to come like in the future. He knew that what we're going through right now, this was going to happen. He already knew it, right? But the thing is the companions back then were actually willing to, even if they were like not able to marry, right? If they were like pretty much not able to marry, they would have got themselves castrated. And I'm not saying that, oh, you should do that. I'm just saying that they would go to that extreme to like stay away from women. That's the example I want to use. So in our situation, we have to go to an extreme where you don't even look at a woman, where you may take a glance and then that's it. You take a glance at her, that's it. Leave it at that. Nothing more. You don't even look at them. Like, okay, the first glance is like usually natural, so you do it. But other than that, you don't even take a look or glance at them, okay? Because if you validate them, then this is going to happen. Now, I want to show another video, and may Allah have mercy, and may Allah prolong this man's life. May Allah prolong City Khabib Nurmagomedov's life. But look at how he deals with reporters and stuff like that. Okay? And this is how you should deal with women. Even as a fighter, even as a fighter, right? And as a good fighter, he doesn't, the way he deals with women is, I think we should all deal with women like that. Okay?
People who want
He doesn't even shake their hands. He doesn't even shake their hands.
No, keep the video going, girls.
It's going.
All right, thanks. There you go. Thank you so much. I'm gonna come back because I took pictures of you on stage. I'm gonna print it, and I'll give you a copy too. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. You're awesome. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate that. Excuse me. Those are which one?
You see Keisha?
No, I know, but I'm saying I'm gonna give you one.
You see Keisha even trying to touch him?
Okay, you can have that one. I want these sides. No, you can keep that if you want. Yeah, okay, cool. Did you get that? That's important. Thank you, though. That's awesome. Are you ever gonna do like a class? Like if we were to take
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
No, but you keep this one. I want you to have that. Thank you so much.
Helen Yee here with Eyes
Look
on the
here.
Game, and I'm here with Khabib.
He's not even looking at her. That's how you have to be, bro. You really have to be like this with these Jezebels. Okay? This is how you have to be.
Only 2 days away from arguably the biggest fight of your life for the UFC. I know the term interim has been thrown around, but from my understanding, you and Tony are kind of fighting for the lightweight title. So what does that title mean to you if you win?
For me, it's a real title, because I have tough opponent, 9 win streak, I have 8 win streak, and for me, is this everything. I think this is a real title.
Now, Tony has been talking and saying that he believes your record is padded and that you're a one-trick pony. I mean, what do you think about his comments regarding that?
I don't know. I think he's just talking. He have to say something because, I think he's just talking about this. I don't understand what you're talking about, but I feel confident about my skills, my record, my everything, That's why I fight for the title. If I have some fake record, why I'm here?
Now, Conor McGregor's coach today, he did say that he believes that you will win against Tony this weekend and that Conor will fight you next. Do you actually think that Conor will come back and defend his title this year despite kind of everything going on regarding the Mayweather situation?
I don't know. I don't think about him.
Cornering Umlatov, Gamzatov to those victories. You've got Abu Bakr coming up. I mean, how do you think he's going to get on tonight?
No, I'm very happy about this. I cornered 3 Dagestan guys. Everybody win. Now it's turn to Abu Bakr. I think he's ready. He's very good shape. Now he much better training than last fight, and we hope we're going to knock this guy out.
And look, he obviously on 0 points has to get the win to make it to the playoffs. What's he done differently?
It's very important fight for him because if you want to compete in playoff, you have to finish opponent. And that's why it's a little bit hard for about mental, but he's ready, and we have planned second round finishing.
Okay, and obviously got to ask you about your own training camp ready for Conor McGregor. How's it going? How are you feeling?
I feel great.
You
I
see
keep
how
training here, like,
you know what's funny? She tried to get close to him and this nigga backed up. This is how you have to do it, bro. This is how you have to do it with these females, bro. You really have to practice this. You really have to practice this, bro. Like, I'm dead serious. You have to practice this. This is the only way forward for us, okay? If we're to win the war completely, okay? This is the only way this is the way we have to do things, bro. Period.
even I'm here, I training 2 times a day, and I'm very excited about this. And we have like 8 weeks before fight, and I'm ready. I'm born ready, I'm born ready, and it's gonna be very good, inshallah.
Если вас здесь, на тренировке, подскажите, пожалуйста, вы не могли бы прокомментировать, поделиться своими впечатлениями по поводу вчерашнего турнира?
Вчера, конечно, турнир был очень хороший, особенно все бои были зрелищные, практически. Но мне больше всего понравился бой, Рамиля Мустапаева. Соперник был очень хороший, Сергей Фалей. Я секундировал против Сергея очень многих бойцов, там Шамиля Заурова, там Саадулаева, очень многих бойцов. И я знаю, что нравится. С Тони мы должны были драться. Вообще, Тони, откуда ты знаешь?
2016, and so I shook years of fighting, came to Kansas City. So one of our guys, Bobby Cooper, fought in the card, and I was cornering him. And he was fighting a guy that was under Habib Nurmagomedov, and so Habib was there cornering him with his team. And then, so normally after the fight finishes, the corner goes in, we shake each other's hands, we shake the fighter's hands. So I shook the opposing fighter, shook 2 of the coach's hands, but Habib just completely ignored me.
And that's what you have to do. That's what you have to do, guys. I hate to say it, but you have to completely ignore these females, okay? I'm saying this out of the sense that, unfortunately, when you, give them validation, like those thirsty guys gave that boxer woman who's not even pretty, in my opinion. She's not pretty. She's ugly. You know what I mean? When you ignore them, okay, they can't fathom it because they, unfortunately, part of the enemies of the gender war give them so much validation that, they're in shock and awe that you ignore them, that you decide, what, man, I'm not going to even validate these women. I'm not going to even give them time of day. I'm not going to give them any attention. When you do this frizzles their brain. But let's continue.
At the time, I feel like a horrible person. At the time, I did not know that he was Muslim. So I just want to put that out there. So I didn't know he's Muslim, and he just completely ignored me. So I'm standing there while they're announcing the winner. I was like, wow, did I do something? Did I say something? I didn't think I didn't say anything to him, so it couldn't be.
So that's it. So here's the thing. Here's the thing about that. You have to do this in order to get ahead. You have to do this, okay? You have to get to a point where, it messes with them psychologically, that you're not validating them, that you're not giving them attention, that you're not doing these things, okay? And I'm not saying this in the sense to, now the primary objective of this is to take back your power as a man. That's the primary objective, okay? And also, if you're Muslim, to reap the benefits and reap the rewards from Allah, Tabaraka wa ta'ala, that you will get from lowering your gaze, because there are many, rewards that you will receive from doing such an act, right? You will get and also there's, as crazy as it sounds, there's physical benefits that will come from that, psychological benefits that will come from it too, because now you're now more in control. You take back the control, which a lot of these men don't have, and this is a powerful thing to have.
I said something like, he really just doesn't like me. Okay, this is weird. So the announcer winner. His guy won, our guy lost. So we were walking out the cage, and we shook everyone's hand again. I shook the coach's hand, and I went up to Habib, and I was like, I'm just gonna shake his hand. I'm just gonna go up to him. So I went up to him, I just grabbed his hand and shook it, and he looked at me like I had done the worst thing that I could ever do on the face of the earth.
Now, I want you guys to think about something, okay? Because this happened to me the other day. But I don't look at Casper Karen's, nor do I look at Keisha's. No, I don't look at any women, basically, in the West. I've taken it upon myself to make an oath and covenant not to even look more than half a second at these evil these evil beings. If you find a woman staring at you, if you find a woman like one of these Jezebels staring at you, what I recommend you do is just have a look of disgust on your face. Okay? That's what I did when it came to this one Karen Jezebel. She kept on staring at me, and I just had a look of disgust on my face. I took a glance, right? And then after I took a glance, I just had a look of disgust on my face. Woman, how dare you stare at me? You know what I mean? And this is kind of similar to Khabib, this situation with Khabib. He's like, woman, how dare you shake my hand? And that's how you have to carry yourself, bro. In this day and age, unfortunately. Maybe 20 years ago, hell, maybe even 10 years ago, it wouldn't have been like this. But unfortunately, we're living in a different time now, so it is like this.
I was like, and I remember thinking to myself, I was like, wow, he really doesn't like me. This is so weird. Okay. And I walked out, and then later on, someone told me that he was Muslim, and that it was a respect thing that they didn't shake other women's hands. And oh my goodness, I found that out. I felt like the worst person on earth. I was like, oh my God, I feel like a horrible person. I just did what you don't do, and I felt so bad. And I remember one of my friends a couple of years later went and trained at AKA with DC and with Habib, and he mentioned it to Habib. He's like, no, I remember, tell her it wasn't I wasn't meant to be rude. It was a respect thing, and tell her not to worry about it and all that kind of stuff. But I swear to God, so I'm glad that he's okay with it. But still, to this day, I feel like the worst fucking person to do it.
So, guys, I want this to be a lesson to you. Take back your power and change the hold the cards, basically. Don't let her hold the cards. You hold the cards, right? So, in doing so, you'll take back your power. And in doing so, you'll realize that your there's no limit to your opportunities. But once you validate, once you pay these women attention, not only do you give up your power, but you also in many ways give up your opportunities as well. Because let's be honest, I would say there is only maybe a 0.1% chance that a woman will actually help you get in a position which will benefit you and take you to a higher level, versus a woman who will take you down and put you in a lesser position that is going to like be to your detriment, basically. You know what I mean? But with that being said, leave your thoughts, leave your comments. Fool is signing out. Njara.